In the mid-20th century, Vietnam was a nation divided, a landscape of nascent conflict.
The North sought unification, viewing the South as illegally partitioned, leading to a long struggle. Supported by the United States, the South resisted, determined to maintain its independence. For the North, sustaining forces in the South presented an immense logistical challenge. A clandestine supply network, a lifeline through the dense jungle, became their crucial answer.
Thus began the legendary Ho Chi Minh Trail, a testament to human will.
Initially, it was merely a series of footpaths, known as Route 559, established in 1959. Construction relied on brute force, manual labor, and rudimentary tools. Every bullet, every grain of rice was carried by dedicated porters and often modified bicycles.
Secrecy was paramount. The trail's existence had to remain a ghost in the landscape.
These early deliveries, though small, fueled the growing insurgency in the South. It wasn't long before American intelligence detected suspicious movements. Reconnaissance flights became frequent, scanning the dense canopy for anomalies. What began as a trickle was rapidly becoming a significant threat, escalating the conflict. The trail became a silent front in an undeclared war, stretching across borders.
To evade detection, the trail deliberately snaked through the neutral territories of Laos and Cambodia.
Footpaths evolved into motorable tracks, allowing for the introduction of trucks. Modified bicycles, carrying hundreds of pounds, remained a crucial method of transport.
Along the trail, hidden depots were established to store and redistribute supplies. Even rudimentary field hospitals provided essential medical care to the wounded and sick. Rest stations offered brief respite from the grueling journey, vital for morale.
A sophisticated communications network ensured coordination across the vast, complex system.
Women played an indispensable role, often serving as porters and maintaining the routes.
Even youth contributed to the monumental effort, understanding the stakes.
The monsoon season brought relentless rain, turning the trail into a quagmire of mud.
Rivers became formidable obstacles, requiring ingenious solutions and communal effort.
Malaria, dysentery, and other diseases claimed more lives than enemy fire.
By 1964, the U.S. understood the trail's strategic value and initiated a response.
Operation Barrel Roll marked the beginning of sustained bombing campaigns in Laos.
Soon followed Operation Steel Tiger, expanding the bombing across wider areas of the trail.
The jungle was transformed into a landscape of constant bombardment, a forest of bombs. Agent Orange was deployed in attempts to strip the canopy, exposing the trail. Military strategists sought choke points, hoping to sever vital arteries of the trail. Special Forces units conducted covert missions to interdict convoys and gather intelligence. Sophisticated electronic sensors, part of Operation Igloo White, were deployed.
These sensors fed vast amounts of data, pinpointing movement for aerial attacks.
Every step on the trail was fraught with danger, every shadow a potential threat.
Below ground, Extensive tunnel systems offered sanctuary and storage from relentless bombing. As attacks intensified, anti-aircraft units were strategically positioned to defend the routes. Despite the overwhelming odds, the will to persist on the trail remained unbroken. Bombing raids were met with immediate, tireless repair efforts by dedicated teams. Bridges were often rebuilt overnight, sometimes under active bombardment. Special road opening crews ensured that no damage halted traffic for long.
Much of the trail's activity occurred under the cloak of darkness to evade detection.
Ingenious methods, like shaded lamps, allowed for some visibility without being seen. Decoy routes and false targets were created to mislead American surveillance. Periods of heavy cloud cover and fog offered natural protection, a fleeting ally. Beyond bombs, the daily struggle against nature and exhaustion was relentless. American efforts included psychological warfare, attempting to break morale. Yet, the resolve of those on the trail remained an unyielding force. The trail's primary artery wound deep into Laos, a vital component of its design.
From Laos, a network of trails branched into eastern Cambodia, reaching deep into South Vietnam.
This cross-border activity presented significant political and military challenges. The bombing of neutral nations sparked international outcry and moral dilemmas.
In 1966, Secretary McNamara proposed a fortified barrier to cut off the trail.
This ambitious plan involved a combination of physical obstacles and electronic sensors. Ultimately, the sheer scale and terrain made the McNamara line impractical. Air cavalry units were deployed for search and destroy missions to interdict. Tunnel rats faced immense dangers exploring the subterranean networks. The conflict intensified, with both sides committing more resources and lives. The Ho Chi Minh Trail played a critical role in the planning of the 1968 Tet Offensive. Months prior, the trail facilitated an unprecedented movement of troops and material. It was the lifeline that allowed attacks on cities throughout South Vietnam. The scale of the offensive caught American and South Vietnamese forces by surprise. Though a military defeat for the North, Tet became a profound political victory.
It shattered American public confidence in victory, deepening anti-war sentiment.
The Tet Offensive forced a re-evaluation of American strategy against the trail. From 1968, Operation Commando Hunt unleashed the most intense aerial interdiction campaign. It was a highly automated, data-driven war, aiming to systematically destroy the trail. Yet, the trail, ever resilient, continued to pump lifeblood to the southern front. The struggle mirrored the ancient Vietnamese proverb, the elephant and the tiger. For every obstacle, human ingenuity found a way to bypass or overcome it.
The North Vietnamese quickly learned to detect and even deceive American sensors.
Heavy rain, a curse for travel, became a blessing, obscuring movement from aerial view. The thick jungle canopy offered remarkable natural camouflage, hindering detection. When bombs fell, deep underground bunkers provided essential protection. Night after night, convoys of trucks defied the bombing, pressing southward. Hidden fuel depots sustained the vehicle traffic, an intricate supply chain. Trail security often involved ambushes against American ground patrols. Small, sharp skirmishes were a constant feature of the trail's environment.
Beyond strategy and logistics, the human cost of the trail was immense.
Each individual carried not just supplies, but memories and profound sacrifices.
Civilian volunteers, often young, embraced the perilous task with unwavering commitment.
Youth volunteer brigades were vital, pushing through exhaustion and danger.
The constant threat of death, the psychological burden was immense.
Yet, they carried a powerful hope for a unified, independent Vietnam.
The Easter Offensive, a massive conventional assault, relied heavily on the trail's capacity.
The trail now supported the movement of tanks and heavy artillery, a new scale of war.
It proved once again to be the indispensable artery, pumping life into the North's war effort.
By 1973, American combat troops had withdrawn, but the trail's importance remained. The Paris Peace Accords brought a temporary ceasefire, but not true peace. Despite the agreements, the North continued to improve and utilize the trail. The final offensive was meticulously planned, with the trail as its backbone.
In April 1975, the Ho Chi Minh Trail delivered the forces that captured Saigon.
After decades of conflict, Vietnam was finally reunified under one flag. The Ho Chi Minh Trail remains a powerful symbol of ingenuity and sacrifice. It stands as an enduring testament to the resilience of the human spirit. More than a path, it was a strategic masterpiece of logistical warfare.
Its lessons continue to resonate in modern military strategy and asymmetrical warfare.
The trail, a symbol of endless struggle, carved its indelible mark on history. But the victory came at an unimaginable cost in human lives, on both sides. A stark reminder that sheer firepower cannot always defeat unwavering national will. The lessons of the Ho Chi Minh Trail reverberated across the globe, shaping future conflicts. The environmental scars from years of bombing remain visible to this day. Unexploded ordnance still poses a deadly threat to communities along the old routes. Today, the trail is a place of memory and sometimes reconciliation. Portions of the trail are now preserved, drawing visitors interested in history. The Ho Chi Minh Trail is more than a path. It's a journey through time and human endeavor. Its spirit of sacrifice and unwavering resolve continues to inspire.
The Ho Chi Minh Trail, a symbol of war, yet a powerful narrative of human resilience.
The trail underwent constant transformation, adapting to changing needs and threats.
Hidden deep within the jungle were critical supply depots, meticulously organized. Makeshift workshops kept the vital trucks running despite constant wear and tear.
Entire brigades were dedicated solely to building and maintaining the vast road network.
Defenses were meticulously camouflaged, waiting to ambush unsuspecting aircraft.
The ubiquitous 37mm anti-aircraft gun became a formidable guardian of the trail.
Drivers employed daring, evasive tactics to dodge incoming bombs and gunfire. Elaborate false trails and detours were built to confuse aerial reconnaissance.
When under attack, smoke screens quickly enveloped sections of the trail, hiding movement. Repair crews would often respond within minutes, under active fire, displaying incredible bravery.
The B-52 Stratofortress brought unparalleled destructive power, capable of carpet bombing.
Soldiers often lived and slept in bomb craters, using them as makeshift shelters.
The fierce monsoon rains, while challenging, also offered protective anonymity.
The North Vietnamese excelled at hugging the belt, disappearing before an attack could land. Elaborate networks of bunkers provided protection from even the heaviest bombardments. Countless young lives were dedicated to maintaining the trail, making ultimate sacrifices. Fueled by an unshakable will to win, they faced unimaginable adversity. Every challenge to transport was met with ingenious, often primitive, solutions. The trail constantly adapted to the rugged terrain, always finding a way forward. It was not a single path, but a vast, interconnected network of routes and trails. Human resilience and ingenuity ultimately defied superior military technology. In the final stages, the trail enabled a rapid, overwhelming push into the south. It was the strategic advantage that ultimately tipped the scales towards victory. After the war, the focus shifted from destruction to the arduous task of rebuilding. The Ho Chi Minh Trail had played its part in forging a unified nation. Today, the once bustling paths are mostly silent, slowly reabsorbed by the jungle. Memorials along the route honor the countless lives lost in its service. The memories of the trail live on in the hearts of those who walked it. Portions of the legendary trail now serve as scenic routes for modern travelers. Its existence profoundly shaped the geopolitical landscape of the Cold War era. Nature, too, has shown its remarkable resilience, slowly healing its wounds. The trail is a stark reminder of the immense cost when nations defy overwhelming power. International efforts continue to address the lingering impacts, such as unexploded ordnance. Above all, the Ho Chi Minh Trail was a road built on immense sacrifice and the indomitable determination to survive, to endure, and ultimately to prevail. It truly became a bridge, not just of supplies, but of national destiny. The trail was also forged by the unseen architects of logistics and courage. Its echoes resonate through the valleys and mountains, a permanent part of history. The enduring spirit of those who built and traversed the trail continues to inspire. The Ho Chi Minh Trail,